not only money that's given to you to design and manufacture, it's also to do with credit, how much we could basically, we can get an order for a product, get it made, get it to the customer. We don't have to pay the manufacturer till we get paid. It's very important. If you're a new business, that's the only way you're going to work. Crowdfunding really supports that. So our phone will be available on Indiegogo, it'll be available on Kickstarter, and we're also going to be launching on Amazon as well. We won't sell through the networks, we will sell essentially, our main business is to do selling online, and our marketing comes from social marketing. We see social marketing as a big place to basically get the word out there. The whole premise is that we want to build a community. One of the ways to get to a community is actually use social networking. I think that's a key part of what's going on. Has anyone heard of a brand called OnePlus? OnePlus? So you said you've owned OnePlus. Have you got a OnePlus phone? Has anybody got a OnePlus phone?
You have to get referred to you or something.
You have to get an invite. You have to get an invite for doing that. Now, that's a really interesting model. That's actually a crowdfunding model. They brought out a phone. There's a lot of marketing. They hyped it up on a lot of social media, created a lot of buzz for it. But they knew they couldn't manufacture in terms of quantity until they knew who wanted it. So they created a thing called an invite system. What it meant was that you had to basically, a lot of people had to wait until they got a specific invite, and then they could basically try and order the phone. That way they could validate what the demand was, how many people wanted that phone. Then they could manufacture, and then they could get it to the market. That's the new business model that works. There's another company called Xiaomi. Has anybody heard of Xiaomi? Xiaomi in 4 years has become probably the second biggest manufacturer of smartphones in China, their own domestic market. They use the same model. They built initially an operating system called MIUI. They built their own version of an Android platform, built a community of people who are interested in that, and then they started selling their phones to this community. But what they did was not anybody could basically buy the phone. You had to be a member of the forum, you had to be an active member of the forum, and it was only restricted to people who were actively part of the community. That way they could also gauge what the consumer wanted, but actually build to order for their customers. That's kind of a lot of where we're taking our influences from what the Chinese have done in their market, the domestic market. And then again, Xiaomi don't have a specific manufacturer. They use whoever basically they want to at any specific time. But they get the order first, and within 3 months you actually get the phone. So it's all about pre-ordering. So crowdfunding has become the new model, the new way to manufacture. I think if you can understand how to basically sell product using crowdfunding, it's going to be the future. A lot of companies, for instance, now are basically selling product using the crowdfunding model on Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and then getting investment, huge investment. Oculus Rift, you guys have heard of the VR company? Started on Kickstarter, raised 2 million, and then Facebook bought them out for 2 billion. So, you know, we learned a lot of lessons looking at these companies, saying, well, you can do, but there's certain ways to do this. You know, we can't manufacture phones, put them into the networks, and then hope people are going to buy them. We have to totally change how we manufacture, market, and sell our phones. And how we do that, we've looked at all the recent companies that have been very successful in this marketplace. When Xiaomi entered the market in China, they were told that absolutely no way could they take market share. Samsung owned it, there were a lot of others, iPhone were there, but within a very short period of time, they've become the second largest manufacturer in China. And just by volume alone, they're apparently one of the top 5 manufacturers in the world.
They are also a retail company, so they use the phones to sell the products.
Yeah.
It's the same concept of the iPhone.
Would that be like what you would be looking to do if you had that scope in the market is to sell your products on your app feature, I suppose.
Looking for 3D interface and then.
But they have a very clever thing. Xiaomi uses, they have this credit system. So if you basically, they sell the products, they sell apps, games and things, and they give credit to people who are basically involved with their forums and things. And they've gone into selling other products. It's all about the millenniums, we're told. I mean, this is the big thing that a lot of these platforms are targeting. Does everybody know what millennium is? It's supposed to be young people. I mean, it's 15, 18 to 30, live at home, very much in technology. This is kind of what the market's kind of chasing. They feel that these are the people. Why? Because they're the early adopters. They're the people who try something. They'll look for a new brand and they'll try it.
However, I'm not going to leave my iPhone, basically because the whole design and experience it's not delivered by any other operating system.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're just competing on operating system.
That's how we differentiate ourselves.
What does if your OS is based on Samsung on Google, Samsung could do essentially the same thing overnight.
I'm sure they could, but essentially Samsung make their money by selling components. They make the CPUs, they're all component suppliers, they own their own products as well, but essentially that's how they started manufacturing. Samsung's software, I don't know, does anybody own a Samsung phone here? What would you think of the software? Yeah? The reason we're talking about our own OS is basically we want it to be open, we want people to change it. Our phone will be customisable, you can basically change the look of it, you'll be able to change features on it, how you open it up, how you close it. We want to give that back to the user.
Is it unavailable with apps? You go to the App Store and virtually do get schemes.
You can get themes and things like that, but essentially with the...
It's on the phone that works.
Well, in terms of customisation, people use it for different reasons. So somebody want a phone that looks different, they can use a theme. You can do that for customisation. Somebody may want a particular, how they use their phone, how the digits are on the phone, what the look of it and design is. There's a lot more important features that you can customise on a phone that we're not really at Apple. Are a great platform for that because.
Now, regarding customization, just studies that suggest that people actually do not customize their phones once they receive them on Mac, they just default settings they use. So people, when you give them a lot of different options, they are so overwhelmed by those options that they end up just using the default settings.
Have you ever heard of a platform called XDA or Signage on Mod? These are huge platforms where people basically create operating systems that people mod, that they can put on any phone.
And
Samsung.
Samsung is the market for those people.
I think your point about millennials is potentially changes, and also other cultures. Like I think your point is valid, particularly when we look at Western society and we look at the current market that we have there. But when you look at some of the applications in China, the user interfaces that we see there, like from an aesthetic perspective, you would consider them horrifically cluttered. You've got these weird hybrid Franken apps with like texting inside, kind of social networking inside, crowd funding and all this kind of stuff, all meshed in. And they're growing and people like them. People, what we would consider to be overdeveloped, it seems to be a big thing within that market.
You know, they all say,
So
everybody loves the picture of their baby no matter how ugly.
The old crow, isn't it?
But I think it's valid. The reality is a large percentage of people don't customize. They want it to work out of the box. Now, but the point is, if for the phone to truly be your agent, how many of you use any form of trigger or automation on your phone? All right. So, no. Let me give. At the moment, the people who are controlling your phone are the app providers. Okay? So they determine the messaging it gives out to you. But take a simple example that you can, if you have Trigger or Impal or any of those, you can tell, okay, when I come to my house, switch on the light, switch off this. Not through the app, but through those trigger points. So the more you control it, when any of you use Windows or DOS, Did any of you ever use any macro programs to automate repetitive tasks? You see, the ease to which a phone values itself is that you don't need to think. You've come across that expression. So if you find that there are certain repetitive tasks, like favorites is a good example. If you've got favorites, you don't have to either dial the person's number or remember and find them on the contact, because it's a one-click action. Okay? Siri tries to do that too. I can pick up my phone and say, better be careful what I say. You can say, hey, Siri, call so-and-so. So what it's done is it's taken away the task of coming, switching my phone on, but they've determined